Jacob asked, "Hi Chevy, I'm a freelance media buyer. I mainly focus on Facebook ads. How do you approach A/B testing and optimizing your marketing campaigns?"
I think in terms of A/B testing, I think first and foremost, it's important to again understand your audience and where they live so that you can advertise to them or promote to them within those ecosystems. I think I look at Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter as not just social media, but I look at them as Facebook Boulevard, LinkedIn Avenue, Twitter Circle, or we should say X, Square instead of Twitter Circle, since Twitter is now X. But the reason I say that is because we used to be focused on geographic locations and having our storefronts and marketing our business. It was really important to be a business in New York City. It was really important to be a business in DC or in LA, in these city hubs because it somehow portrayed a certain credibility in terms of your business and your positioning. Um, but people aren't engaging storefronts the way they used to, and business has become a lot more fluid in terms of its reach. Um, but it's still important to have that street presence. So A/B testing, whether you're doing it in the same ecosystem on the same boulevard, or you're doing it on, different streets or different social media channels, I think is an important step. And I think that's part of the journey of you leveraging mediums and channels in order to reach that target audience. So once you know your target audience, you make some educated hypothesis about where they reside and what they want to receive. And you try to communicate that value proposition maybe one or two ways. And you then, uh, deploy them and you measure them. It's important to keep or calculate, as factors like you want to keep the budget the same, right? So that the one doesn't, isn't outweighed by the other simply because of because you want to keep your data similar. Um, so let's say, for example, you're just staying on Facebook, you may want to have two different types of ads. One would be more of, let's say, it has a person on it and it's more personable. The other one is more abstract. One has a more cerebral message, something really catchy, and the other one is, more focused on your deliverables. And then you can see and measure which one is, attracting, the right audience for you. Um, if you're going to use two different channels, right? Let's say LinkedIn and Facebook, then you want to run the same exact ad, right? Why? Because then you can measure and compare them. So there's a lot of different factors that can go into A/B studies. But I think, and that's the other thing. I think oftentimes people think of A/B as just like a one and done thing. I don't, at Marstudio, I don't it's just a part of the natural process where we've forgotten we're doing ABs, right? Because you're constantly, creating a new ad, a new message, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to improve that value proposition. You're trying to improve the visuals, you're trying to improve the engagement, you're trying to improve the clarity. But when you do that, you're going to launch a new campaign without taking down the old campaign, and then you're going to compare to see how the new campaign does against the old campaign, right? And I would never put all my eggs in one basket. I would probably have an A, B, C, and my C is always my new campaign. And if the C performs better than A and B, then I might remove B and introduce C. But again, it really depends. And that's in the event that I have a fixed budget and I'm all within the same channel, Facebook. But if I have a more diverse budget and I'm in multiple channels, I may keep those different channels open. Why? Because tomorrow Facebook might change their algorithm and all of a sudden all my sales get lost through Facebook. I know that we hit on a lot of different moving pieces when it came to AB and went a little bit outside of it. And then there's also tools. There's a lot of tools that you can use to do focus groups and do AB studies that way, where you can actually engage live audiences. But it really depends. And it depends on what you're trying to achieve.